Hi YouTube and welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me today. Put my glasses on even though you're going to see the glare just a little bit. But I have come to show you all the things that I have purchased today. I went out shopping. A friend met me where I was shopping and we bought things. So I'm going to show you what I bought today. I went to Joann's, Hobby Lobby, and I had to go to Walmart, unfortunately. But yeah, so I'm going to read the word of the Lord, and then I'm going to show you exactly what I bought and tell you about Joann's. And they that are wise shall shine as the brightness to the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Daniel chapter 12, verse 3. And these are from an old set of scripture calendar that I had a long time ago, so I'm not going to keep these. I couldn't find my box of prayer cards earlier, but then now I just looked over here to put the paper away, and well, we find our box of prayer cards. But that's okay. I'm going to show you what I got at Hobby Lobby, and then I will show you what I got at Joann's and tell you about Joann's. I got these tattoo valentines for my grandkids. And I got that one. I think that's another one of the same one. They were 79 cents. So these will be for next year. I got these for my grandsons. They were 39 cents. And I got 2 boxes of those. And then I also got this box for my grandsons. So I ended up getting 3 boxes of the first set. So some were 79 cents and some were 39 cents. I also at Hobby Lobby got this crochet book. I really like that crochet purse on that book. And then that one, not so much. But there were a couple of other ones in here that I liked. Let me see if I can find them. Which other one I liked. I did like that bag too. And I'm trying to learn how to read a pattern. That one I didn't so much like. Too much ruching for me. But I think that was all that one I liked. And this is the one that's on the front that I really liked. So yeah, I really like that bag. But anyway, and then I also got some seam binding at it was 99 cents, and I got some stitch witchery, which is for like closing up the bottom of things when you instead of sewing them, you can close them up. And then I also got this little thing for putting beads onto string or elastic. And what else did I thought I got a few other things, but maybe not. Oh no, I did. Let's see, it's over here. I got some more seam binding. I got white and black, 1/4 inch and 3/4 inch. And they were all 99 cents a package. And then I ended up getting a 4.5 crochet hook. And I got another crochet hook, but oh, here it is. And then I got the wooden handle 4.5 crochet hook as well. And then I ended up getting some beads at Hobby Lobby. So I ended up getting these. And what I plan to do with these is break them down and turn them into some earrings. And I plan on just leaving these as they are and putting them on a stretch bracelet and turning these into bracelets and selling it as a 3-stack. I have some of these that I plan to turn into earrings. And these I'll probably turn into earrings as well. They're little butterflies. And these I'll probably just put them in a bead spinner, take them all off, put them in a bead spinner, and just see how they mix up and make some bracelets out of that. And the last set I got was I plan to take these apart and make them into bracelets and earrings. So that's what I got from Hobby Lobby. Then I went to Joann's. Joann's has this thing in the store that was, it said today only, and it said 30% off of certain things like fleece, flannel, licensed fabric, and a couple of other things. And then it says 30% off or 40% off or 50% off, whatever the percentage was. But it said today only, take an additional 20% off of your total discounted fabric. But if you pay attention, this one lady bought some fabric, and it was the only thing she bought, and her fabric was $15.99. It said it was 30% off, and then it was supposed to take an additional 20% off. And her fabric ended up coming to $87. And I was like, no, that makes no sense. And her receipt said that she was getting a 36% discount. So how does 20% turn into 36 cents? 36%. I was like, So I went over the fabric with the manager, and the manager was like, well, I don't really understand how they did it either, but they said that we were supposed to take the discount off of the 20% or off of the 20% total or something. I said, still, even if we do it your way, it still does not come up to 36% off. So she ended up giving the lady the fabric for what we have figured out what it was supposed to be, which was like $64 or something like that. But they were charging the lady $87, almost $30 more. And but I was like, you guys are going to have problems all day, because if people are like me, when I go to that register, I know exactly how much everything is supposed to cost me. I know exactly how much the discount is, everything. So I have already figured it out in my head. So I don't know if I'm spending $50, $100, or whatever I'm spending. I already know when I get to that register. So I said, if people are like me, you're going to have problems. You're going to be trying to figure stuff out all day long. So, and then you can't return anything. And you can't return anything. And it was given cheater. That's what it was given. Joann's is cheating you. So you better be trying to make sure you check your receipt and check for them to explain how their 30% off, 40% off, 50% off, plus 20% off is working out. Because trust me, you guys are going to be paying way more if you don't figure it out, because they're not figuring it out right, and it's giving cheater all day long. But the lady ended up getting her fabric for the $64, plus she had to pay tax or whatever. And I don't know, it just giving cheater. Liquidators, they're just giving cheater, and I don't like it. So, but anyway, I made sure that my fabric was right, because my fabric was 40% off plus an additional 20% off, which my receipt said my fabric was 60% off, which is correct, because 40 and 20 equals 60. So this is the fabric that I bought. I bought more of this, and I really didn't want 2 yards, but you have to buy 2 yards. So I ended up getting some of that. And I also ended up getting these point turners, which I've wanted for a long time, but I never picked them up before. But I figured there was 2 left in the store, so I went ahead and picked it up. And then also I ended up getting, so I just got one fabric, the Notion, and then I got beads. I'm going to turn these into earrings. I plan to turn these into earrings and bracelets. And the beads were 50% off. I got 2 of these. And I plan on turning these into earrings and bracelets. I really love this one. So I'm hoping that I can turn this into a bunch of different bracelets and then, you know, sell them as stackables, because I really love all of these together. But I'm interested to see how they look together, mixed all up, all the colors mixed into one. So we'll see. Oh, sorry, I dropped my bag. And then I ended up getting 2 of these, and these were $2 a piece, which I thought were really cute. So I plan on making a bracelet and some earrings out of these. I end up getting 2 bags of these, and these ones are white or cream, like a cream color, for earrings and bracelets. And then I ended up getting 2 bags of the blue for earrings and bracelets. Let's see. Try not to get the glare. And so I got 2 of those. And then I ended up getting a bag of these, which I plan on painting. And I ended up getting 2 bags of these, but I plan on painting them and making them into earrings and bracelets. And then the other ones that I got, I ended up getting, I ended up getting 2 of those. I thought I only got 1, but I got 2. And I ended up getting 2 of these. I just thought these were so pretty. These pink ones. And then the only other one I ended up getting was this one. And then in here is just another bag of the wooden beads. So I'm going to put all this back in the bag. And then I will show you what I bought at Walmart. I went to Walmart because I wanted to get a flash drive for my embroidery machine. But all the flash drives that they had were had too many gigabytes or megabytes or whatever. And so I didn't get it. So a friend told me that she had one. So she ended up meeting me and bringing me the flash drive. That's why we ended up meeting up, because she ended up saying that she had some for her embroidery machine that was 2 gigabytes and is what she used for her machine. So I ended up getting one of hers for free. But while we were in Walmart, I ended up getting this iron-on tape, and it's kind of like the stitch witchery that I got from this kind of like the stitch witchery that I got from Hobby Lobby. I also end up getting some Gorilla Tape because I use this to take the masking off of my Glowforge projects when I mask them. And then I also end up getting some more jump rings because I'm going to be doing a bunch of earrings coming up pretty soon. So I also got a bunch of jump rings, and then I also end up getting this piece of fabric, which the girl had a hard time ringing it up because it kept wanting to ring up the whole yard, and I only got a half a yard of it. So this is already quilted, and what I plan on doing with this is making a boxy bag. And then the seam binding is possibly, depending on how I do it, I may put seam binding on the inside, but I'll show you that if I do it or not. But this is the box. This is the quilted fabric, and this was $11.99 a yard, I think. $11.97 a yard. And this is what the other side looks like. So it's already pre-quilted. So I'll probably turn it into a boxy bag and then just bind the edges. And then that way I don't need a lining. And I want to pick up some of this from Joann's, but it's $25 a yard, and you got to get 2 yards. So even at $25 a yard, you're gonna get 20% off. That's still expensive. So I figured I'd try this, and this was the only one that Walmart had. So I don't know if you can see, but it's already quilted and everything. And because my bags, when I make a boxy bag, I don't quilt it. I just put my fusible fleece on it, and you know, I've been making purses for years. I've washed them and everything, and the fleece does not come apart. Light has a short in it. But I also end up getting this at Walmart because Walmart is the only place I get this. Now, Joann sells fusible fleece, and I always buy a whole boat. It is 15 yards, so I ended up paying $80.55 for it because Walmart sells this for $5.37 a yard, and this is heavyweight. This is not lightweight. This is heavyweight. Joann sells theirs for, or when it was Joann's, they sell theirs for $11.99 a yard, which is $12 a yard. So even at half off of $12 is still more than $5.37 a yard. And right now they have it for 25% off. So still $8 or $9 a yard opposed to $5.37 a yard. I just get it at Walmart because that's where I've always gotten it. The boats that me and my daughter used during the holidays when she made her stockings. Walmart. What else did I get at Walmart? And then I got this at Walmart as well. And this, I just got a new cord to put in my room. And what else did I want to show you guys? Let me see. I guess I'll show you my completed projects. I did a tutorial, so hopefully the tutorial is already up. If it's not up, I'll put it up later. But I made some pouches out of the African fabric that I got at the local quilt store or the local fabric store. So, and I did these all yesterday. And there is a video on it. And then I also did book sleeves. And I put cam snaps on the book sleeve. And then I did this one. And then I did this one and this one. So I have a little bit of the fabric left. So what I'm going to do with this is probably just put this in the strips and maybe make a small quilt out of these little pieces left over because they're not big enough to really to do anything else with. But I did have these pieces left over, which were a little bit bigger. And what I plan on making out of these is cutting these up to make some scrunchy keychains. So that's what I'm going to make out of that fabric. But I haven't made any of those yet. But that is why I ended up getting the little turner thing to do that with. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining me. Don't let Joann cheat you. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you for watching my video. God bless. You have an awesome and an amazing day. Be blessed, my friends.